We have been watching a lot of videos featuring the king himself.
We have. And if you don't know who that is, you're not my friend.
Yeah. The king is obviously Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is the king.
No.
In his own way. Maybe he might not be the king, but Rob Zombie is the king, legend, / amazing artist all around.
I'm nappy.
Amanda is nappy today, folks.
I am nappy.
She is nappy today. Cheers.
Cheers to naps.
And welcome to the bar.
Welcome to the bar.
Cheers and welcome to the bar. Today's episode.
Today I woke up at noon. I think I stayed awake for like 3 hours and then I took another nap.
We're riding low today on today's episode. Amanda is catching up on her naps. And I've been riding bicycles and doing other things.
Well, I did some things. I finally came up with an idea, sort of, at least a starting point.
Honestly,
for a painting.
There's always something going on.
Absolutely.
Big, small, it doesn't matter. You're not living this life if you don't have something going on, that's for sure. Big things, small things, there's always something.
Yeah. I think I have had a really busy week. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot, so I think today was sleep day.
Yeah.
And I'm also just very excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We got a little trip coming up, so that's
going to go see an Elvis festival. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, dude. We are going to an Elvis festival. That's going to be a good time.
It is. I've never been to one before.
I've never been to an Elvis festival myself, but we're going to have some of the top performers.
We are.
That we're going to be seeing live at the festival doing their thing. And I think it's going to be amazing.
I think so,
I'm
too.
excited.
Me too.
Some of the top, some of the amateurs, some of the people just getting started. But it's all fun.
It's going to be great.
And it's going to be a great time.
All people that love the king.
Doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 years.
It don't matter.
20 years. It's
Everyone
just going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
It is going to be a good time.
Definitely what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I think you get enough people together, you put on a good atmosphere, it's always a good time with performance and music, and you throw the king in there, and that's, it's going to be great.
Yep, it's going to be a good time.
I'm excited for a little trip.
I think I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe some tears will be shed.
Yeah.
Quite possible.
It'll probably happen, I'll probably cry.
If I can dream.
I'm wondering what people are gonna do. Like, I'm wondering if people are ballsy enough to do, like, songs like that.
Yeah.
Like, If I Can Dream, or, like, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Like, those really hard songs to sing.
I know. It's true.
Or if they're gonna stay kind of, like, safer. And then I'm also wondering, like, are they gonna do, like, popular songs? Or are they gonna do things that I might not have even heard of? Mm-hmm. Like, my 2 weak points with Elvis are his movie songs and his gospel songs. Like, I know a few, but...
Yeah, it's true. And for me, as not a singer, like, every song is hard to sing. So, to me, it's like, if you can sing any of those songs, you're doing a pretty good job.
That's fair.
Because, like, I'm a non-singer, so anybody that can sing like that, is pretty good.
That's fair.
Even though my singing attempts have improved.
They have.
I'll never be a singer, but at least I'm not, like,
You'll never be a singer.
The more keyboard I play, the less tone deaf I get.
Yes, and you'll never be a singer, not because you can't, but because you don't want to.
Yeah, but I think some people are gifted with it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a being a good singer. There's a talent there that you just have as a good singer that not everybody can get to. Sure, people
have a higher bass point.
People can train and work a little bit on their vocals and get better, granted, but there's a certain level that some people can get to that is just like, that's like some sort of gift, like you're just a singer.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
You can work on singing, sure, you can get yourself better. Not saying you can't do that, but I think, like, a singer when you hear a singer.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh yeah, that person's a singer for sure.
Yeah, that's true. They have a different something.
Mm-hmm.
It's that something that no one really knows what it is.
You know who's a great singer? Rob Zombie.
Alright, bring it out.
I'm just going to jump right on in. You're going to have as much information about this album than I do. I love this album. So Rob Zombie's newest album is the album of the week this week. Look at this thing. Look at the artwork on this. I don't even have to listen to the album, and I can just look at the artwork, and I'm amazed. And there's a whole booklet in here of artwork. Mm-hmm. the lunar injection aid eclipse
You skipped
conspiracy.
a word. I don't know what it says.
Oh, Kool-Aid. Oh yeah, the lunar injection Kool-Aid eclipse conspiracy.
You know what's funny is I totally didn't remember the name of that album.
The lunar injection
ridiculous.
Kool-Aid eclipse conspiracy.
From my point of view, if you're a person that creates albums or books, do not name it something stupid.
You can name it whatever you want when you're Rob Zombie.
I shouldn't say something stupid.
You make a sick album.
Something complicated. That's complicated.
Amanda likes things simple.
A little bit.
Maybe just when it comes to naming the album.
Yeah, like you can have complicated song names.
But you should just call it Kool-Aid, maybe.
Or the lunar, what was it? The lunar what now?
Lunar injection.
Yeah, call it that. That would be a cool thing. The lunar injection.
Maybe he likes Kool-Aid. I don't know.
I think
Kool-Aid eclipse
I
conspiracy.
think this Kool-Aid is not like the drink. I think it's like the
sipping on some Kool-Aid.
The what's that word? Not sarcasm.
When you're sipping on some Kool-Aid.
You know when you say like when you drink your Kool-Aid?
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
Okay.
What's
That's
that
fair.
called? A saying?
Yeah, it's a saying, I guess.
saying?
Yeah, just drink the Kool-Aid. I'm not exactly 100% sure what it even means, but I gotta take this out, though. Like,
Yeah,
look
because
at
it's
this.
sick.
Look at this thing.
And there was different pressings of different colors. Like there was green. I think there was purple, I think. But I went with the red one. I liked it.
I like spinning it because it feels cool.
And it looks cool when it's on the record player, too.
Yeah, you know what else? It sounds cool.
It does. I've listened to it twice.
So, Rob Zombie has been making great music for a long time.
Holy crap, yeah. I don't even know when Zomrombi. See, I'm tired, folks. Zomrombi. Rob Zombie started.
Well, I think he went solo in the late 90s, early 2000s, but he was making music with the band, like, for a long time before that. He's got, like...
That was called something besides Rob Zombie?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna draw a blank.
Did you look it up earlier?
No, I just know that he was in a band in the 90s, but, like, in the early 90s, I was, you know...
Because I
was not very old. So I can't remember the name of that band.
Didn't, like, Dragula and stuff like those big songs come out in the 90s? Wasn't that the early 90s?
I think that was more the late 90s, I believe.
Okay.
And see, songs like that he put out, like, I'm not 100% sure if that was part of his solo stuff or if that's when he was with that band.
That was him under Rob Zombie.
Yeah, so that must have been late 90s
might have
then.
been-
It must have been late 90s then.
It might have been something like Rob Zombie and the Yada Yadas. Was it something like that?
No, I think
No?
it was like the Wom something.
The Wombats?
Was that it? The
Wingbats?
Wingbats?
I don't know,
Was
I'm
it
making
something
shit up.
bats? The Wom...
Dude, I'm making
No.
shit up. I have no idea.
Yeah, I there was the name of a band he was in. It might be that. I think it was something bats. Might have been wombats. That sounds weird. Might be right. Might be wrong. I'm
Well,
not
a wombat
100%
is an
sure.
animal.
It might have been that. That could be right. That could be right, but that also could be wrong. But he was in a band for a while before he started doing all of his solo career stuff.
Okay.
And he went to do a lot of his solo projects in the late 90s. He started doing that. And then, obviously, you know, from then on, he's just been doing all kinds of things. But this is his newest album. This just came out about a year ago now, I guess.
Has it? Oh my god, it has been that long. Holy crap. That went by fast.
Yeah, it's been out for a little bit, a year, maybe a little bit even more now. But this album is a great album. This is his
good.
newest one. It sounds super good. And I just love the, you know, new music that they've put out. And I don't know what my, you know, favorite song on it is. I've listened to it 2 or 3 times, and they're all great. I can't even really pick like a favorite song on it. I have a hard time
Shake
doing
Your
that.
Ass, Smoke Your Grass is a great song.
Okay, fair.
That's actually, I think, his newest music video is that song.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Um,
Okay, fair.
Howling Man. Well, the full song name is The Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
another really good one.
That's fair. Mm.
But the cool thing about this album is it's one of those albums that it doesn't have singles on it per se. Like
That's what I'm saying. The whole album is really good.
Front to back, it's an album that goes back to the days where you listened to full albums.
That's what I mean. Yeah, for him to put out a full album in a sense that, like, when you listen to the full album, it just hits you. Every song that you play is just like, that's a great one. That's a great one. It's hard to put out that type of album now where every song on the album is arguably like a hit.
But
it's arguably
it's not
like,
that. That's not what I mean.
Well, you can listen to the whole thing and be like, it's good. Like, it's a really good album.
What
I'm
I
trying
mean
to
is
say.
that each song flows together and goes with each other. It
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
sound like separate songs.
Okay, fair. Like, it's got a good unity
Yes.
of songs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of, arguably another cool thing about this is when you put it on, you just like, yeah, like it's hard to know when one song's starting and the other one's ending because it's just such a good tight kind of sounding album, right? But we should toss it on tonight.
Sure.
Listen to it again.
Along with Elvis.
Sure. Yeah, we could do a mix of whatever. But I think, as far as musical talent goes and even the video stuff that he's done, he's like such an amazing artist and a creative.
And his movies.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the video work he's done.
I need to see the Monsters.
And we haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen
the Monsters yet.
But
I've heard mixed reviews. It seems like you love it or hate it.
Okay.
It's one of those things. And I think all of Rob Zombie's movies, anyway, I'm not sure, maybe his music too, is, at least I find his movies are like that. You either love his movies or you hate them.
That's cool. He's just swinging for the fences, making the great movies, but some people are just like...
Yeah.
Everybody's got their different tastes.
It was like that with House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, either you loved that movie or you thought it was the most disturbing thing you've ever seen in your life.
That's fair.
Or his remake of Halloween. Either you loved it and thought it was really cool, or you thought it was right fucked up.
True.
Granted, I thought both.
There you go. But yeah, as a creative soul, I mean, he's done so much, in all kinds of different aspects of, like you say, creating videos and movies and the audio production.
Like, you want to talk about someone who knows, and I hate to say this like this, but who knows their brand.
Yeah, I mean, he
Rob
knows...
Zombie knows
but
his
I think he just
vibe.
knows how to be himself.
He knows his vibe.
He knows his vibe, he knows who he is, and it comes out in his work. It's endless. And I think there's a few albums that I haven't even listened to yet that he's made from the past, because I kind of listened to a little bit more in the late 90s and early 2000s, and then I kind of went on I missed a few of his work and stuff, and and then now I'm getting back kind of into it again. I kind of got to catch up on some of the stuff he did.
I think he also had a lull, though, when he was focusing more so on his films.
Yeah. So it depends on, what projects you want to work on. Obviously, you can put your time into so many different things, but if you're making movies and stuff, then yeah, you're not going to put out as many albums, or maybe you're going on tour. Maybe you just want to play some shows with the stuff you have, so it depends what you want to do, right?
I'd like to see Rob Zombie live.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't think...
That'd be great.
Like, I've listened to some stuff on the internets before, and I don't think you go to a Rob Zombie show expecting an incredible vocal performance. I think you go to a Rob Zombie show expecting a performance. Yeah,
just him, being himself and playing the songs.
Just like a badass stage show.
Yeah, just a good time, right? And him just being up there and playing his stuff. So, I mean, I think it would be a great show. I would catch one for sure. And, there's a lot of good songs that I've heard that he's made, and there's some stuff on a couple albums that I haven't even heard yet, so I gotta catch up on some of the Rob Zombie music. Because, like I said, I listen to so many different things, there was a phase where...
Sorry, it says zonk on there.
Nice. Where I listened to a lot, and then I took a hiatus from I think like I went through a really heavy dance music phase, so it like took over my
this is
life.
not dance music.
That's what I'm saying. Like I went through a really
Except for maybe shake your ass.
yeah.
I should say shake your
So
ass.
I went through like a dance music phase where I was listening to more of that. I was listening to like less like kind of grungy, darker rock kind of vibe, and then I go through different pockets with my music. Now I'm back into listening to more like stuff like this again. So I listen to so many different things, but it depends on the day, I guess. And
I
it
don't
depends
even
where I'm
know.
at.
He's
But
one
like
of those
right now,
artists-
I'm back like into it like a lot. So
Like he's one of those artists I have a hard time describing. It's like
it's really a unique.
horror industrial.
It's really a unique
metal
kind of like
with a
yeah.
twang.
Yeah. That's kind of like a cool way to put it.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a lot of stuff in movies, like songs that you don't even know that it's him. Like you kind of have an
That
idea.
he produced or that
Yeah.
he
Both.
sang on? Okay.
Both. Like it's a lot. It's just like a distinct kind of sound that you can catch on different movies. That some of it you might not even know that he was the one that produced it, or it might be something that you're like, oh, that's a cool song. And then you look into it and he had a part of it, or he was just kind of part of producing it or whatever, right? So that's why I think personally that, if you look into it more, there's a lot of stuff that he's done. There's just great, great productions. Yeah, whether it's videos, music, But that's the album of the week, is his newest one.
Cool.
And I'm glad
Very
that...
appropriate for spooky season.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it's, it comes back around when spooky season... comes in. What's more popular, right? It's like that Halloween style music, and I don't know. I wouldn't really consider it Halloween style music because
I would.
I mean, I guess, but
That's why I say it's like horror industrial rock.
Fair.
It's kind of like how the Misfits are considered horror punk. Right?
Okay, you could tie it in with Halloween then, I guess.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'll
like Dracula is totally Halloween-y.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why I keep going to that.
But I just I don't know if I want to pigeonhole Halloween into like a certain pocket of music, because there's a lot of stuff that's Halloween-y that might be a little bit lighter, so it's like nah, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying for the style of music, you know what I'm trying to say? Like what would you describe Halloween music as? Like, it's not always, like, dark, heavy rock.
No, but I do feel that Halloween does have some type of darker vibe to it. It might not be heavy.
Fair.
But there's a dark edge in it, I think, for me, to call something Halloween-y.
Yeah.
And usually there's some type of, like, sound effect vibe
Ooh, okay.
to it. I don't know how to explain it. Not like dorky sound effect-y, but I'm just making up words. But like it has I call it an industrial vibe. Like
so she's trying to describe a guitar going through a chorus pedal, transluting into a flanger pedal, and then into a phaser pedal with a little bit of light reverb and some heavy attack.
Phaser, yes. Heavy attack, yes.
That's essentially what she's trying to get
Not necessarily a chorus pedal, because chorus pedals are also used in really lame, dull, boring ballads that make me want to shoot myself.
You can do more with the chorus pedal than you think. With keeping the volume, you can adjust how much of it you get.
Have you... I know. I've used chorus pedals, okay, Mr. I'm Better Than You producer.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can change the amount of pedal that you're putting through the sound.
Have you ever put a chorus pedal on a bass?
Ooh. Have I ever put a chord?
It's beautiful.
I feel like I've put the chorus effect on bass, yes. But I don't think I've actually run a pedal through a bass, because I don't think that I had a chorus pedal to try out when I was doing more experimental stuff. I think I was just using like a VST or something.
I think my pedal that you punked has a chorus option.
Ooh.
I have to double check that.
I believe it just has like boosts and gains.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it has
doesn't have
chorus.
the chorus. Okay.
No. Unless do you have an orange pedal, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else. You're thinking of Mel. Mel had an orange one.
Okay. Because, yeah, like, I've used chorus on bass, but I don't think I've used a direct pedal on it.
That's great.
Yeah? Maybe I'll have to jump into that. I've used it as, like, an add-on. Like, you can add on different effects sometimes. So I've used it that way through the digital media of doing it. But actually, with a live pedal while playing, I haven't really done that much. I've used all kinds of other things. But that one multi-effects pedal that we have has some strange effects that a lot of them aren't even 100%. They just come up on the screen as like CH1-40, and I'm like, I don't even know what this effect is. Like, half of the effects on that digital pedal that I have, I don't even know like what the effects are. Yeah, I couldn't tell you if it was a chorus, a flanger. I couldn't tell you if it was a delay. Like,
I could probably tell you if I listened to it.
Sometimes you can hear some stuff, obviously, but a lot of times I'm just looking and the digital read says like B245H.
I had to do
I
that.
don't even know what this is.
Speaking of listening to random things, that was part of when I had music in elementary school.
Yeah.
We used to have this test all the time. I remember doing this test multiple times, where we would need to listen to a sound of an instrument and identify the instrument. And it was lame because they were like MIDI sounds.
Oh, okay.
So like
Cool.
things like the oboe, the clarinet, the bassoon.
Just like a burr.
It just all sounded
Just
the
a
same.
flatline mono channel. Burr.
Yeah, it's just like brr. You're like, well, that could be an oboe or it could be a trumpet.
Or maybe the teacher farted in back and just recorded it and put it in there. Like, I don't know what I'm listening to. Is this a fart? Are you making me listen to a fart sound?
Like, it would have been.
Oh, that's got to be an oboe. That's an oboe for
the
sure.
oboe.
Is this some guy farting into the mic?
It would have
That's
been
definitely an oboe. Yeah, that's a
lot better.
low bass oboe coming in there on that reading.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better if it would have been the actual sound.
Some guy farting. But you couldn't tell?
No, because it was a MIDI sound.
MIDI sounds sometimes can be weird, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. But like a lot of times you can distort so many sounds to the point where, yeah, you can't even tell like what the original sound is. You can just mash it up, and MIDI stuff is so cool, but it's just so weird.
Oh, MIDI sounds. I used to do karaoke in my house to MIDI music all the time.
Oh yeah, you get the MIDI notes and then you just jam out?
Yeah.
That's cool. So the notes would be coming across in MIDI and you'd have the song, just the MIDI instrumentals.
It would be in this like little music player with like a little green
nice
thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was very retro.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm probably going to try and do some karaoke on our little trip. I think that'll be fun.
I think they have 2 open mic nights.
Oh, man.
I think
All
Friday and Saturday.
Right. Okay.
Maybe? I have to double check the itinerary, but I think there's 2.
Fair. Nice. Well, if I build up enough liquid confidence, I might try it out.
But it's not karaoke, you see. It's open mic. It's different.
So you have to be good?
Not necessarily.
Usually I associate open mics to like you have to have some sort of singing talent.
A lot of this I'm guessing.
Facepalm.
A lot of this I'm guessing. But the thing with Elvis, if you do want to do an Elvis song.
Oh no, not an Elvis festival.
No. But
I'm gonna bomb.
Listen though. So
it's gonna be a disaster.
Elvis
I'll make everyone else look good.
Has some really lame songs. Okay, there's the shrimp song. Okay, there's Oh God.
Maybe I could try one of his...
You could do Big Boots.
Maybe I could try one of his funny songs. Just give me a lyrics thing. Give me one of those lyrics screens. Hit me with that background music, and I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Is I
just hit me with it. I'll give it a go. I'll try it.
Some older pictures from this festival.
Okay.
And their open mics have like instruments and shit.
Oh,
now
okay.
I don't know if this is gonna be
like live instruments.
Yes.
Well, maybe I'll just play the drums.
That's what I mean. You might be able to like maybe vibe with someone and be like, "Hey, let's go up and jam."
Oh, that would be cool.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're doing that.
Well, if they do that, I'm just gonna stick to playing the drums because I'm good at that. I don't suck at that. That's actually what I do. So
I'll get up and sing Lottie Miss Claudia.
Okay.
Play the drums.
Okay, you can do Lottie Miss Claudia. I'll do the drums, and we'll do a karaoke jam. You can have like your bass, like a bass or something.
I gotta learn how to play Lottie Miss Claudia on bass.
So if they have an open mic, which includes instruments, we have now committed to playing one song.
Oh shit. We committed?
Yeah, we're
I
committed.
didn't realize this was a commitment.
Warren.
Where's my ring?
But if they have instruments and it's something that we can do, we should try. I mean, we did put together a whole Elvis cover album.
We did.
People can dig deep and find that.
It's out there.
If people want to look for it, it's out there. It's
out
on
there.
that internet thing.
It is.
And you can find the cover version of us playing some Elvis songs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We did all right.
It's decent.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. Didn't hate it.
But if there is some sort of like open mic or something, and it's Elvis songs because it is Elvis Festival, that could be something that we could do.
Could be a fun time. Yep.
But we'll commit, and then we'll see what happens.
I'm sure after enough drinks, I'll have some liquid courage.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to get up there. You got to be part. You got to be part of the atmosphere, and you got to just own it. I wonder if I could remember. I could probably remember 4 or 5 of the like drum patterns, because some of them aren't too complicated. Some of them are pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like shake, rattle, and roll is not too bad. Lottie Miss Claudia's not too bad.
Lottie Miss Claudia is fairly easy.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Shake, rattle, and roll. That one's pretty fun to play. That
was always awkward for me. I don't know why.
I could probably remember the drum patterns to If I Can Dream. That one's pretty straightforward.
See, I won't do that without... You have no idea how many times I practiced that song.
Fair.
Before A, recording it, and B, playing it live in front of people.
That's fair. Okay.
That song scares the poop out of me.
Yeah, so there's probably like 4 or 5 songs that, since I haven't played in a while, I could probably still get to.
And you could probably, like, hack some of it, you know?
Oh,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
You could probably hack Blue Suede Shoes.
Yeah, Blue Suede Shoes I could hack. I could hack Blue Suede Shoes for sure.
You know, like, All Shook Up you could probably hack.
Yeah, well, once I got it going, I just did it. I just played it a little bit. It's not bad. I can hack that one. But I think, with a lot of music, it's fun to learn other people's music because it really does open up your own kind of creative energy. And I think a lot of times, especially if you're in some sort of creative rut or you're stuck or you're going through like a flat period where you can't come up with anything new, or maybe you're going through artist block, I think it's super important.
Artist block sucks balls.
I think it's super important to listen and to play some stuff that other people have done. It'll help you get out of artist block.
This is true.
It'll help you overcome that lull that you're in of like, I can't remember anything. I can't come up with anything new.
Because sometimes your creative brain is just tired.
Yeah, and this sucks. And like, you're going to get in that sometimes. But if you play something that someone else did, or you just, put aside the fact that you're just going through a bit of artist block, you'll be alright. But I feel like that helps, and it happens sometimes. Nice.
Side note, completely unrelated.
Nice.
I got excited because I got a scientific paper today from a friend.
Whoa!
And it's exciting because the paper was not open access, which means that you have to pay for it, which is lame because it's like $30
for a paper.
And
Are people trying to scam you out of $30 for a piece of paper?
I don't. It's not a piece of paper. It's an article. It's multiple pieces of paper.
This piece of paper better be good.
It's a scientific article.
Is there a lot of dick pics on it?
No.
But it's science. There's no
Bones.
dick pics?
No.
You're paying $30, you're not even getting a dick pic?
Bones. Dinosaur.
But a dick pic.
Actually, I don't think it's a... Is it a dinosaur? I don't think so. It's not. It's a prehistoric reptile.
Okay, so you're paying $30 for some dinosaur information.
Prehistoric reptile.
Prehistoric reptile?
Not dinosaur, yes. Because So
Is this top secret?
no.
I'm just trying to figure out where this cost is coming from.
Well, it was released in Nature magazine, so I don't know if that cost goes to Nature magazine or if that cost goes towards the scientists. I don't know.
Anyways, you got a cool
Anywho,
paper.
I got a paper.
That's great.
I gotta read it because this particular little dude, and I do say little dude because he's about the size of a cat.
Cool.
He was discovered, and I forget his name. It starts with an S. Anywho, I only read it I've only read the name like twice, and my memory has been useless.
Is it Schwarzenegger?
No. And anyway, his bones were discovered about 100 years ago.
Whoa.
And they just got reevaluated, and now they're thinking that this guy was an early ancestors of pterosaurs,
Oh, no joke.
which is what everyone calls pterodactyls,
Yeah.
the flying guys. So yeah, I wanna read this because
That's
we
cool.
don't know a lot of their evolutionary history. Like that, it's very broken.
Fair.
Because those animals have really, really delicate bones, so they didn't fossilize very well.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of history that has some. Well, I mean, a lot of history has gray areas, but this particular matter is kind of being dug into a bit more, and a lot of the information may have been lost, but they're finding new information.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I want to see exactly why they think that this animal was an early ancestor of pterosaurs. Because in all the news articles,
Yeah.
well, I read 3, I think, they didn't say exactly why scientists felt that. So I want to see what they say in the paper.
Well, that's cool, and I super think that when we learn more about, historical things that go way, way, way back, it really brings light a lot to, how things evolved to get to where we are. And history is something that I enjoy, but it's very confusing because a lot of it can be documented differently, if
Yeah.
that's a good way to say it.
That makes sense.
Documented differently, I mean, there's always more than one side to a story, and history is the longest story that's ever existed, ever, forever, always.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that we replay history is through these extended stories brought forward by many different people and many different points of information. So it's kind of it's interesting to get to the core of what's the fact and what's just someone kind of giving their spin on something.
Well, I mean, that's all...
So...
At least in paleontology, not all types of science, but in paleontology, that's generally what it is. It's someone's opinion that's backed by fact.
Yeah.
That's really...
And I think, once you get more than one person agreeing on something, then you have a definitive thing. But if it's just, one person spewing out some information that they think, it's kind of hard to, 100% go with that person because you don't have anybody else that's telling you the same information.
But you're always right until you're proven wrong. Always remember this. That's a great life lesson, too. You're always right until proven wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. And if you look at life that way, that you're always right until you're proven wrong, you'll kind of build up some more confidence a little bit, too. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people will try to tell you you're wrong about things or you're doing something wrong. Everybody's always obsessed with telling somebody they're doing something wrong. You're doing that wrong. You're doing that wrong. Who are you to tell me I'm doing something wrong,
Yep.
You're doing that wrong and you're doing this wrong. It's can you do it any better? Probably not. A lot of times...
If you get to your goal, it doesn't matter how you get there.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It
Stupid
doesn't matter.
math.
So, you are right. You are right until somebody tells you, you're wrong. Because you're definitely right.
It's my life lesson of the
I
day.
agree with that. I 100% agree with that. More people need to just be themselves and be right about whatever they want to feel that is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would go a long way towards more confident people and just being more in tune with what matters to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should put that in the paper. That'd be worth $30.
Well, it depends on where that money goes.
I
guess. Like, I wouldn't want that $30 to go towards the magazine because I feel like that's more than what the magazine would cost if you bought one issue. Yeah. So that's horseshit.
Yeah.
If it went towards the scientists and their research, then maybe I could justify that, but I honestly don't think it does.
Well, we need to back scientists doing research because that is the only thing that really keeps anything going is scientists doing research. I mean...
And what's special about this one is because...
You need scientists doing research.
Pterosaurs were arguably one of the first things to develop flight. Mm-hmm. So, like, besides insects, I think insects came first. But in any event, it would be cool to know more about the origins of flight because I think for humans it's such a big deal.
Yeah. And like I'm more of a fan of like developing like funding pools and then getting the pools of funding to the right people that can do the research or grants or whatever it is. I feel like that's a really good way of distributing financial things and monies and whatever is to get these funding pools together and then distribute them to these different projects that, you know, need to go forward, research things, scientist stuff, I don't know, music, arts, whatever. But I feel like it's a good way to kind of get more, like, equally out there to a basic level is to have, like, these funding pools and then get that kind of finances out there in a sense that if you fall into different funding pools and your project is worth it and it's decent, then you'll get a little bit of funding for whatever you're trying to pursue. Whether it's like a scientific research thing or a music project or whatever it is, it's such a great way to encourage people to keep doing what they want to do and be more awesome, you know? Absolutely. That's why I'm a huge fan of like funding pools and grants given towards the right projects.
True. The only downfall with that way of financial support is that those grants are created by government, and government likes to offer grants on things that are in pop culture. So if you want to study the brain of a spider, it would be harder for you to get a grant than, say, if you want to study something else that's more popular right now.
That's fair.
Vaccine development.
That's fair, yeah. No, I totally hear you on that, for sure.
Which is a bummer.
And I think, like, I totally agree with you on that. And I think, like, grants and funding for organizations is great. But at the same time, there's a lot of individual people that don't want to become part of an organization in order to get some funding for something. They just want to do it individually on their own. And you got to understand that, you know, that way of being, I completely get it. Because you don't always want to have to join an organization or join this or, oh, we gave a grant or funding to this organization and they're really into this, so you should just join that organization in order to get like a little bit of that grant or funding or something. Like, it's weird because you shouldn't have to feel like you have to join, like, join us, you know? I hate that so much. It's always like people yelling out, like, join this, join that, join us. Join us. It's like, well, I'll join that if I want to. But if I don't want to join something, I just want to be myself. Like, can I just do that too? You know?
Be yourself. It's all that you can do.
Exactly. But if an individual wants to research brain mechanics and become a brain specialist on their own without joining some sort of research team organization, like, they should be able to access a little bit of funding to do a little bit of research that they want to do, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know what the best way is to do it, but I feel like that's definitely like a good way to kind of help people out and get some better research going for science or whatever it may be, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatever somebody's interested in.
Yep.
They want to research volcanoes or research, you know, making a better tambourine, making a better boat. Maybe somebody just wants to make a better boat. You know, give that person some some funding to make a better boat. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Make a better
like
boat.
he just wants to make a better boat. Like, let the guy make a better boat. Let the girl make a better boat.
It's fun to say. Make a better boat.
Make a better boat. All I want to do is make a better boat.
All I want to do is make a better boat.
That's so funny.
Wow.
When I shipped something out today, the girl was like, "We can send it by boat, or there's the airplane." Like, okay, so you can send
I
it.
want it by bicycle.
You can send it by boat, or you can send it by airplane. Okay, all right.
You can
Okay.
choose?
Yeah, apparently I could choose one.
Really?
I think one was more expensive than the other one, but I think I had a choice to choose between boat or airplane.
Wow.
Because obviously the boat would take a little bit longer than the airplane,
Yes.
so I could send it via the boat or the airplane.
So you technically can send things via boat, airplane, and transport truck? Did you get the transport truck option?
Well, transport trucks can't cross oceans yet, so...
Well, I didn't know where you were sending it to.
They're...
It could have been...
They don't have... Maybe Tesla might develop a floating transport truck.
Well, you didn't say that it was overseas.
Okay, so it was going overseas, so it had to cross,
Where's it going?
hence the boat.
Where's it going?
London.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, Great Britain.
Yeah, that is where London is.
Yep.
London calling.
Hello, is this London calling?
Forget it, brother. You can go it alone.
Tesla hasn't developed the floating transport yet. They might develop the floating transport.
Or have
in
they,
the
and we
future.
just don't know.
Well, the thing about them is they probably have some sort of development
Isn't
going.
it funny how
and,
Tesla became a them?
Yeah.
Tesla's a dude. But I guess it is now a company.
It is full of smart people engineering things that I can barely understand. I don't know. They're ahead of the engineering game. And for someone like me who doesn't have very much of an engineering background, I try to understand their concepts, but a lot of it is pretty deep. So they got some good stuff going on. But yeah, funding. Sending things
funding.
by airplane or by boat.
To the Bay of Funding.
To the Bay of Funding. London funding, we need more here. London's calling for some funding. Is that London calling for some funding again?
Silly London.
God, London, what are you guys always calling for funding for? You guys gotta love funding in London. That'd be a fun place to go to. You think people are fun in London?
I know people that are fun in London.
I know. People are fun in London. London is calling, and they're always up for a good time.
London is calling me to sit on my butt.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go spin this.
Yeah, I want to spin it.
We're gonna spin it.
Spin, spin.
And for
Spin
anybody,
the red circle.
for anybody
It's not
who
loud.
hasn't listened to the new Rob Zombie.
We both can't talk.
Wow, my words are tough today too. Rob Zombie vinyl. This thing rips.
Or Zobrombi, as I said.
Zobrombies, whatever you want to call him.
No, he's only one zombie.
He probably would be cool to hang out with. Seems like a cool dude. Check it out. It's great.
Rock.
Dig through the ditches
Burn through the witches.
and
Slam in the back of my Dracula.
Do
Still a
it,
great
baby. Do it,
Living
baby.
dead girl.
Burn like an atom bomb.
See? Rob Zombie's awesome.
The first time I heard that song, I was just like, this is the best song ever made, ever.
Dracula?
Yeah.
I know, me
The
too.
first time I heard that song, I'm like, this is
and
the
the music
greatest
video, I was
song.
just like, this is awesome.
'Cause I was probably like 12 or something, 13, and I'm just like,
I don't know.
this
I'd
is
have to
the
look.
best.
All right,
Maybe
I'm gonna
10.
I'm gonna find out what you
Anyways, we gotta play that song too. Bye, everyone.